Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, welcome back for yet another guide. This time something for the beginners, and it's called When You Start World of Warships, the minimap. So, I'm in the training room, there's 3 bots not doing anything. This is not like how to play or something, this is simply when you start the game, you start a World of Warships, it most likely looks like this. Like, of course you won't have an Iowa, but from the it should look like this. You see enemies with icons in the back on the minimap. The minimap looks like this. And there's multiple ways that I would recommend you how to improve you instantly from the start your experience on World of Warships. And also some big tricks. The minimap is your best friend. But now, let's first talk about the minimap. There is a way how you can make it bigger or smaller. On your keyboard you have the minus button to make it smaller and your plus button to make it bigger. I usually play it the biggest as possible because it will show me way easier information than making it so tiny. Now, another thing you can do, and I think it's absolutely amazing and I would recommend you doing it, is holding control on your keyboard, click on this wheel here and get the circle opacity up so you can see the circles of your ship, such as concealment and so on, main gun range and so on. And the background opacity, there's 2 ways. Some people prefer it like this. For me, it's just blocking the view. So what I like to do is I'm making it fully transparent. You can also have it a bit transparent. That's really up to you. I have it fully transparent. I can play very well with it. The reason why I do it is so I don't lose vision over this area. If you play with such a big minimap and it's fully intransparent, you don't see really what's happening here. And maybe you hear a torpedo and you look around for a second and it takes you longer to spot it. So that's some very, very nice thing to keep an eye indeed. Now, from the distance, and you can't watch all the ships. Now, I see this ship here, I know it's a Drake because I played the game for quite a while. That's a Montana and that's a Petropavlos. Another tip, and you should instantly turn it on once you can do it. You click on the minimap and you put on the range values, so you know the ranges. You put in the ship names, so and the ship names, and now you will see on the minimap it will say Petro, Drake, and Monty. That way, you know, for example, behind you, eventually when you play the game more, oh, that destroyer spotted behind me is a torpedo boat or it's a gunboat. Like, you will notice once you learn about the ships what that is, instead of just seeing a triangle and you have no clue without turning around. Another thing really important that you should first do is you go to the settings, you go to HUD, and you change your view to full. That way you will have far more information without being overclocked with information on the screen, but you will have far more information. You will also see the names above the ships, you will see the directed DHP number, and you will see the name of the player. And also you see here the distances and so on. So these are the basic setups you should do before starting playing the game. They give you so much more information. It's a bit of a shame that you start with most of this off when you started the game. Because turning it on is a vital thing for more success in the game, in my opinion. So the minimap, again, it's up to you if you want to have it transparent or not. I prefer transparent. And one more thing you can do here, you have also other range indicators, such as AA range, for example, or secondary range. I usually don't put the AA range on because it's just like, I know my AA range. I can look it up here as well with age. But what I tend to do is, which helps me a lot, is if you play a radar ship, for example, and let's say your radar is 9.2. I know there is no 9.2, but let's say this is your radar range. You have a far easier time judging when an enemy, let's say the enemy is here, and you touch it with the circle here, you know he's in radar range. So for stuff like radar or maybe secondaries, you can turn it on. But usually I just keep it to the basics so the UI is not overflown. And these are some small things you should instantly do. When you start the game, you're a new player, and even if you're not a new player but you didn't know about it, it really helps you out to get a more clear view of the battle. And that's how to minimap. So also, if you kind of enjoy this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching, guys. That was a pretty short one, but it's a very important one because everybody who starts this game as a brand new player will not have these options active. Bye bye.